Hey, I want to thank our new sponsor, Plutonium. Yes, Plutonium. If you're trying to heat your house, forget about solar or gas. Use Plutonium.
Hi, this is 50/50, real estate podcast for the common man, where we talk about selling, buying, and investing in real estate. We aren't baffling you with BS. We're dazzling you with brilliance. We're not telling you how to become a millionaire. We're telling you stories, the truth, and the information no one is talking about. So sit back, listen, laugh, and enjoy 50/50, real estate podcast for the common man.
Hey everybody, JD here. Hope you're looking good and feeling fine. Hopefully you had a good time with friends and neighbors, relatives, and acquaintances. On this podcast, we're going to be talking to one of our listeners. Emailed me and said that he'd like to talk about some of the misconceptions about, these kind of trend about recycling and energy efficient cars and energy efficient appliances and so on and so forth. He's been recycling for 30 years, knows a lot. So I basically got him on the phone. The quality is really not studio quality, but we did record it, and we just had this conversation which was really insightful about home appliances, recycling, some of the things that have to do with the new electronics and how difficult it is to recycling, a little bit about real estate in general, a little bit about the politics. He is from California, just what's going on in California in the real estate and just what's going on there. So we're going to now let you listen to our conversation. Like I said, apologize for the quality, but it's just recorded off of a phone call. So hopefully you enjoy it. Sit back, get yourself a cup of coffee, and hopefully you're going to get a good, insightful education on the new appliances that are coming out and some interesting things that we discussed. All right. Here's Mike from California, a recycler out there, and hopefully you enjoy it. So we have Mike on the phone. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing fine out here.
Okay, and can you give us a little background and kind of what you do for a living? And I know you've been a recycler for quite a long time in California. Can you tell me a little bit
Yes.
of kind of what you do and how you go about it?
Yeah, I do all types of appliances, refrigerators, two-doors, washers, dryers, all kinds of appliances. They're all junk. I don't care what you buy today, it's junk.
Okay, can you kind of be a little bit more detailed? What do you mean? What appliances, like in the old days, say 20 years ago, we would buy appliances, and the appliances now, what's the difference between the two of like 20 years ago and the ones that we buy now?
Well, the compressor is getting smaller. The refrigerator is getting bigger. You got the LJ, the Samsungs, and all that. They're not stainless. They're a 400 stainless. They're a phony stainless.
Okay, what do you mean? So when you go in and you see these beautiful refrigerators and they're all stainless steel, aren't they stainless steel?
No, it's a 400 stainless. It's kind of a phony. The magnet will stick on it. If it's a true stainless steel, the magnet won't stick to it. It'll fall off. But the stuff they're making today, the big double doors and all the 3 doors and all that, they lasted maybe a couple years, and that's it. $3,000 refrigerator ain't worth it. It's got computers in it. It's junk.
Okay, so when you say the stainless steel and magnet won't stick on a stainless steel, so I don't understand how can they build refrigerators and stoves and appliances and say that it's stainless steel when it really isn't stainless steel, then what is it then?
Well, it's a 400 stainless steel. See, the public don't know anything about metals and quality. They just used to buying this junk. Then it goes out, they roll it out the back door, leave it in the backyard to where they come by to pick it up. And it's all get computerized. And the best one to get is just the plain Jane with ice trays and put it in your house because it'll last as long as the other ones will.
Okay, so when you say it's a 400 stainless steel, nobody knows what that means. I don't know what that means.
No,
What
is the metal. That is the metal of the front of the doors. The back of it's all metal. This the front doors. It's a 400 stainless. It's a brush. It's just a phony. It's a phony stainless. But the public thinks, oh, it's stainless steel. It's worth a lot of money. You got computers. Your ice makers are going out so fast. Maybe 3 or 4 months, your ice maker's out. You're calling up the people that you buy it and complaining to them, and they don't care. They ain't gonna come out. I can get a pizza out here at my house faster than I get an appliance repairman.
Oh, really? So, when you say the stainless steel, is it like polished aluminum polished metal that make it look like stainless steel?
No,
I mean, you're saying it's fake stainless steel. So is it
polished? Yes, they
steel?
have a way to make it, and it's not a stainless steel. It's metal, but it looks like they polish it up, comes onto the assembly line, they make the doors and everything else, make the refrigerator. But it's all units that go into it. Then they put that foam in the insulation, and that's it. The compressor, if you look at all the refrigerator, big box stores, you'll see all the compressors are all the same.
So are you saying that they all get these compressors from China, and no matter what model it is, they just throw the same cheap compressor in them all?
Yep, the same ones and everything. The coils are the same. They're getting a little cheaper on the copper on them, and a couple of little air things. They use the same little air blower in there, the same as the microwaves. Even the microwaves are going out. They don't last.
So when you see these refrigerators and dishwashers and they say stainless steel, they're not really stainless steel. And you were saying a lot of these dishwashers now, they're getting away from stainless steel and they're putting plastic in them?
Yes. And they're doing plastic in them. The washers and the dryers, the barrels are all going plastic. The dryers are all going plastic in them. So they're cheapening everything up. The motors are getting smaller. It don't last long anymore. You had a good motor in there. Now you got a motor that's about the size of your fist in there now. And they're just selling things to the public, and the public just buys it and think, oh, I got a new dishwasher. Look at the back of it. It's underneath. It looks like a little tiny motor and a little pump, and that's about it. And
so when you have, like, say, a refrigerator, you come in and they say, what's a new refrigerator warranted now? A year, 2 years, 5 years?
Well, there's a manufacturer warranty on it. Then if you want to buy a big box store warranty, but it's useless. They ain't going to come and fix anything. So they might send a guy out in 3 weeks to take a look at it, and then he ain't going to do much of nothing. He's just going to look at it and say, okay, thank you very much. Call the manufacturer. The manufacturer's going to stick his head in the sand.
So when you go in and you buy one of these cheap appliances, right? Hey, and the sales guy gives you a pitch and goes, oh, this is beautiful. This is a $3,000 fake stainless steel, but he doesn't say that. He says stainless steel, and it's warranted for a year or 5 years. you're saying that's just a big sales pitch because
Oh, yes.
in about 7 months, when the freezer blows up and you can't get ice on it and the refrigerator isn't cooling, you call these guys out and they get, some guy that's a subcontractor that comes out and he throws the cheapest piece of junk in it, a lick and a Band-Aid, just to keep it up for, to run until the warranty's over. And then in a year when the warranty's over, it's a piece of junk and now it's not even worth repairing because to get a good qualified repairer out there, it's going to cost him $200 for him to wake up. And then when he gets over to your place, a $20 water pump, he's going to dock you for another $200. So it's going to cost you $500 just to get a $20 water pump to fix, because these things aren't made to last and they're just cheap junk.
Yeah, it's like the trays inside, the plastic trays are all cracking. They just get cold and they just crack. And then you call them up. How much is a new tray? Oh, $35-40 to get one of those. We have to order it. If you ever get it, you're lucky. The manufacturers change all the time. They're refrigerators.
So you're saying that so why aren't things lasting anymore? Is it because these big companies just want it to last for 3 or 4 years and then you don't really fix them? And, the day of like fixing, refrigerators are long gone. Cause, I have a refrigerator. When I bought my home, it was 15 years old. And, the defrost went out and only cost me, you get on YouTube or you do some research. It cost me $100 to fix put a brand new defrost in and then the little thermostat in. And then, my water pump, went out for the water in the, door and it cost me $20 to repair the water pump. So it cost me maybe $200 to, get a new defroster and a new thermostat and a new water pump. But what you're saying is you were saying that a lot of these water in the door isn't working, and it's because people think that the water pump isn't working, and it's like maybe a $30 fix in the back, but they figure, the water pump isn't working. And sometimes you were saying that sometimes the water in the water dispenser just freezes, and you just need to thaw out the water line in the door. Because you said something about getting a hypodermic needle, and you stick the hypodermic needle with a hose into the water line with hot water, and it just thaws it all out, and then the water starts working again. But people don't do that. They just say, no, it's not working, so I'll throw it and give it to the scrapper, and I'll buy another $2,000 refrigerator. And all it takes is a 5-minute fix, but they don't do it.
No, because they're not handy. They don't know how to use tools. They just call, and they don't want to call a repairman and get socked for $500. They just push it out to the curb, put free on it, go down there to the big box store and buy a new one, have it delivered and hooked it up, and they're happy. And they spend over $3,000 for that. They want the best one they got. And it is junk. I don't care if it's $4,000. It is junk. Nothing lasts forever anymore. So those computers go out. All this stuff goes out. It's junk.
So you were telling me about how these stoves, and I don't really have a stove. The only stove I really have is the stove that has like a digital display in the back. But you were saying a lot of these stoves where they have the computer in the front between the kind of above the oven and in front of the burners are just junk, because the computer overheats. Can you tell the audience a little bit of what that whole thing's about?
Okay, that's like putting your laptop on the burners, and this gets hot. They put them on the back of the stove next to the control. It gets hot, and then this goes out. Can't take the heat, the boiling of the soup, making spaghetti. It just goes out and out to the curb. Here it comes, another one out to the curb. You get them all the time. I don't care if they're General Electric, Whirlpool, and everything you got. It's all nothing but junk. So don't buy anything too expensive, because you're lucky to get 3 years. You know.
So how much does it cost to repair something like that? I mean, so what you're saying, they get that computer, it looks all fancy, it lasts about a year, and then after about a year, 2 years, 3 years, the computer fries because it's right where the oven is and right where the heating elements on the top is. And then how much does it cost to come over and you get one of these guys and repair something like that?
Well, you got a service charge coming out, probably about $250 to come up, parts and labor and everything. You're probably hitting $600.
Well, then you could buy a new stove.
That's what they say, and they direct you to a big box store. But they don't even show up. They don't want to work on them. They just want to put a motor, a little fan in it, something real easy, and go away and then come back in about a week or two. Oh, this was not the fan that sent out. Well, you better just buy a new one.
Oh, so what's when you're going out and you're recycling, is there any models that you pick up that people kind of just toss out, that you see a lot of the same brands that are just relatively pretty new, but they're just, they just recycle them? What brands are like really bad?
You're looking at LG in the sing-a-song, and right now the LG has a bad compressor. You're lucky you get about a month out of it now. You call them back, they say, oh, call the distributor. They stick their head in the sand, say, have a nice day. There's a lawsuit right now with 100 customers out. They got this LGs. So I don't know what's happening that lawsuit. You heard it on the radio out of L.A.
Okay.
But it's junk. Microwaves are junk. Those air fryers, I tore an air fryer apart to see. Ain't much to that thing. Just the stove coil in there, and that's about it, and a fan.
That seems to be kind of the big trend now. They're getting away from the toasters, and they have these big air fryers because they say, oh, it's better than frying food. You just stick it in there, and hot air cooks your meal, and it's an oven, and it's got a timer. You're saying those, no matter how, because some of those things, they're like $250, $300, $400 or $500.
Yeah, they're junk. All it is a heating coil up there right above it's a fan, and it blows the hot air off the coil down below. They're very simple inside of them. Couple of green boards in there, couple of wires, and that's about it.
So when you're recycling a refrigerator, when you go to the recycler, how much do you usually get for a regular refrigerator? What do they give you?
Depending on what you got on the truck.
Mm-hmm.
If you have it separated, you have the motor out, the wires out, the copper, aluminum, it's in there. You sell it, get your money. But I just don't take one of them. I take 400 or 500 pounds, 6,000 pounds of stuff. I don't just take one. It's not worth it to go take one. You got to have the whole truck loaded.
So what do you think you get just for one refrigerator?
You get maybe $15 or something.
So you're saying these guys go out, they spend $1,800, $2,000, and the thing basically falls apart, and they only scrap, you're going to get $20-$30 for it, and that's about it.
Yeah, if you don't separate it, you're lucky to get about $6. Depending what the and you go down there. Oh, I'll take it down there, get some money back on mine. Nah, you don't separate it. You're just going to get about $6. Throw it in the curb.
So other than the compressors going out, you were saying there's a lot of problems with ice makers going out.
Oh, ice makers going out. Yeah, I just tear things apart. I don't fix nothing because I don't want to fix nothing. Somebody will come back. Oh, it's leaking all over my floor. It ain't worth bothering with. Go. They got money. I'm gonna go buy another $3,000 one.
So what? Okay, we're talking about refrigerator. What do you find going out other than the computers on these stoves? I mean, is it basically just the computers?
I can't hear you too good.
Is it basically just the computers?
Yeah, it's a green board.
Mm-hmm.
The computers go out. They want about $300 to rebuild it.
Mm-hmm.
Then that not will be the problem. It might be the compressor.
No, I'm talking about a stove. I'm talking about the stove.
Oh, the stove?
Yeah.
They seem to last a while on stove. If you just get a regular good one, with no computer, just a plain Jane. If you go down to the restaurant supply and get a good one, it'll last you. The stuff they sell at these big box stores is mostly for rental properties. You just go out, not throw it out full of bugs. Just put a new one in. We're getting $4,000 for this unit. Let's put a new one in.
So what about dishwashers? Any hints for dishwashers?
Don't let the kids put cleanser in it.
What?
Cleanser.
What do you mean cleanser?
They put the soap in there, and they put the cleanser in the soap dispenser.
Are you
it clogs it all up.
So are you saying, a lot of you should put liquid dishwashing soap instead of powder?
Yeah. It all clogs up after a while.
Oh, so don't use powdered dishwashing detergent. Use liquid.
Yes, because it all clogs up. You have to take it apart and you see a bunch of whatever, food particles, all kinds of trash in there. And then they put their plate and the napkins go in there. And stuff today, it ain't make it to last anymore. Not quality. They don't have quality inspectors anymore. They just want to sell you appliances, get your money, you have at it, breaks, you come back and in a year or two buy a new one. Complain to the people. Oh, it went out. Well, buy a new one. This is better than that one. It's the same thing.
So what about these discount stores? They come in and they get a lot of these old, when you buy a brand new refrigerator or stove or dishwasher, they come in, they fix them, and then they sell them for really cheap. Are those? Is that a good buy, or is that just really,
forget
really
it.
junk? Really?
It's a quick fix.
Oh.
It's a quick fix. Come there, and about 6 weeks later, it's leaking all over the place.
And they don't. Why do they have just a 3-month, 90-day warranty, and that's about it?
Yeah, you're lucky you get that much. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you see what do you think? We were talking. This is really interesting, Mike. I remember talking to you. Maybe about 3 years ago when these electric cars came out, right? And you really called it. You said, these electric cars are just as much as junk as the appliances. Tell me a little bit about, why you knew that 3 years ago when these Teslas and EV and electric cars came out. You called it. So Why? I
Um,
mean, why were you so aware of what the future problems were going to be with it?
well, you got a battery, and it dies off. Then you got to take the battery out. Then you're looking at several thousand to replace that battery. And a lot of people, you go on a trip with them. Oh, I'm going to save gas, and you're stopping places down the highway for 3 hours charging your car. Go a little bit further. Stop, charge your car. You get out there, there's no chargers. What do? You gotta carry a generator in the back of the trunk to generate electricity for your battery. So
So
nobody
you,
knows how to fix them.
yeah.
There's too much electronics, too many cameras on them. So once you get in the wreck, just call the wrecker, take it down in the scrapper.
Do you think there's going to be a lot of people when those batteries wear out that it's going to cost them $10, $12, $15,000 for a new battery, and the car isn't going to be
Oh, yeah.
worth it? So they're going to be getting a lot of scrap, getting those to the junkyard, all the electric vehicles that everybody thought were wonderful.
Oh, yes, and the battery is hazardous waste. So you have to have a hazardous waste engineer take it out. It has to be recycled. So you're going to look into thousands of dollars, and
Oh,
your nice savings is going to be gone.
so what about this? I was talking to a few people, and they were saying that, the generation now, they're like, oh, we need to recycle. We need to recycle. And they were saying that the current generation puts more toxic, unrecyclable material out than when we were, back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, where, a lot of things were glass, and you recycled them, you brought them to the store, and they gave you 10 cents a bottle, 15 cents a bottle. And
Yes.
now everything's plastic, nobody recycles, and this PEX pipe, I found out that they're throwing all this PEX pipe in these houses, and I found out that a lot of it you can't recycle, so that isn't recyclable. And then somebody told me this, and tell me what they said. There is more cell phones on Earth than people.
Yes.
So
And I'm
where have
still
all these?
trying to find a buyer for cell phones. I haven't found one yet.
So
So they just keep
where?
them in their drawers,
Mhm.
and that's it.
So all these toxic acid cell phones that everybody says, oh, we're so environmentally friendly and recycle, and the generation's like, oh, we need to recycle. Recycle is a joke because they're all buying toxic cell phones that you can't get rid of and you can't recycle. So everybody throws them away. They all end up in a landfill with all toxic acid and chemicals that are all leaching in the field, and it's a big, huge what can I say? A big, huge environmental hazard.
Oh, yes, they don't care. People today just want to get rid of it, throw it to the curb, let somebody pick it up, let them deal with it.
So you can't
They
even
don't care.
recycle cell phones at all.
No,
There's
I
nobody
am
around.
looking for it. I've been looking for a lot of years, looking for people. I used to give them to the military,
Uh-huh.
and they used to do something with them, but now they don't even want them. I
So,
don't know what's with them, but nobody puts out a sign, we recycle. But, I don't know, they probably have to send them back to China.
huh,
You have to send a lot of them back.
huh,
But the
but,
AT&T will take them, but
mhm.
they don't give you nothing for them.
So these people pay $1,000 for these cell phones, and they put them on this layaway plan where it's like, you can get a brand new Apple 14 for $1,500, but we're gonna only charge you $20 a month. So everybody goes, great, and then we'll upgrade you a free upgrade, and then the free upgrade, and then you got this cell phone, and you can't get rid of it, so they just toss it in its more toxic waste, and it's a total joke.
Oh, yes. There's
Yeah.
probably hundreds of them a day going in the dumps.
Wow, we.
Yes. So they're leaking, they got chemicals, acid in them. Everybody says, oh, they got gold in them. I sure like to know what they are. I think the old ones back in the days, maybe they had some gold in them, but not now. It's too expensive to do that.
Huh.
So,
So,
yeah,
so,
and,
so you were talking a little bit. Let's just kind of change the subject because you live in California. You were saying about what was going on in California with we were just talking about the immigrants coming over, the illegals. How is that affecting California and
oh
just
man,
in
it's
general?
just coming in groves.
Really?
It's coming in groves. Thousands are coming this way. Now they just passed a law you can sleep in your car out in the front of somebody's house, down at the park, take a tent, sleep anywhere you want. If the parking rides are all filled up with people sleeping in them, we gotta watch out for needles and drugs and poo out there in the
Wow.
lot. It's just getting bad. And the one this guy stole her apartment, stole her purse and everything else, roughed her up a little bit, took off with the cops found, but it's getting worse and worse. You almost got to carry a gun around pretty soon.
Holy smokes! And you were saying, how's the real estate market out there?
Well, you don't want to buy nothing out here.
Why?
Too expensive. The property taxes are too expensive. Everything's just too expensive. Go somewhere else. You got too many aliens here coming. Chinese aliens. They got a big old gap down here. The fence. The army's down there fixing up the holes in the fence. It's getting real bad out here. Don't even think about taking a vacation out here anymore.
Really? Why not?
Yeah, yeah, you will break the window. They break your car window, right? You call the police and they say, what do we want to do about it? Why call us?
So they
Go
just
down and get it repaired.
So that's about it. I mean, people
Yeah, they
breaking
don't
into
even want to
cars,
bother.
trying to earn a living. There's all these illegals. They're all like trying to earn a living. There's no jobs. They think their American dream that they're all going to come over. They pretty much tax the system. I had a person and they were this is really interesting because I was talking to him maybe about before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And he was going to purchase a home from me, and we were just talking, and he owned a construction company, and he was saying, which was really interesting, he was saying that that don't, they were like saying, oh, these illegals, they're not taking jobs from Americans, they're just filling what jobs that Americans don't want to do. And
Yeah.
I said, well, that's what I'm thinking of. And he said, no. He said, JD, he said, no, they're taking a lot of jobs from Americans. And I said, really? He goes, yeah, let me tell you what happened. He goes, I had a really good construction crew because he built homes, right? And he said, yeah, I had good quality guys, paying them really well, excellent skilled laborers. These guys really, really were excellent and so on. And then he goes, then all my competitors started hiring illegals for like $8, $9, $10 an hour, and they were undercutting me, and I couldn't get any bids. So I couldn't get any bids, and I had to earn a living, or I would have filed bankruptcy. So what he said is I had to start laying off all my good qualified people, and I started hiring illegals because that's the only way I could survive. And I said, really? And I said, oh, really? And he said, oh, yeah. He said, don't think these guys aren't taking American jobs and they're just out on the fields picking cabbages. He said, no, they're taking a lot of construction jobs and, at minimum wage and these people are hiring them. And, he said, so when these people say, oh, they're not taking American jobs, and I was surprised because I said, I didn't know that. He goes, no, he goes, the fake news don't want anybody to know. They say, oh, no, they're not taking jobs away from people. They're just doing jobs that Americans don't want to do. He said it's a line of bull. So are you finding that in California that a lot of them are coming in and taking those jobs?
Yeah, and the hamburger stands, what they're doing now, Carl's Jr., they have a computer up there and it tells you the price right now, and in 15 minutes the price will change.
How much does it cost if you go to McDonald's or Burger King or these franchise burger places? How much in California does it cost for a typical fast food a burger, fries, and a drink? How much does it cost you nowadays?
Well, you're probably looking at $40.
Wait a minute. Are you talking $40 to just go to a fast food restaurant?
Yes.
Holy.
The drink is about $4, $5. Hamburger is about $8. French fries, I don't know what they get for that, but these people going, they ain't going anymore.
So besides of that, and what's gas selling out there nowadays?
Well, I bought diesel. It was $4.95.
$5 a gallon.
Yeah, about $5 a gallon. It came down. It was all $6 going to $7.
Good.
And then that Shell gas station, it's heading to $7.
Good grief! Holy smokes!
And then what they've done on the menu board up there, they have numbers that flip back and forth like the stock market. If it's selling, the price goes up. If it goes down in price, the price goes down because they're not selling. Lunch is over. So then in the lunchtime or dinner time, it goes back up.
Oh, that's interesting. What are the houses selling out there? You hear a lot of
Nothing.
Nah. What's an average house? Let's say if I was out there and I was just going to buy my first house. I'm a young.
Well, you're probably maybe
20-year-old guy, family, or young couple.
Forget it. Don't even bother.
Well, what are they going to be paying?
You're looking about $700,000 to about $1 million.
For how many square feet?
It's like a 2-3 bedroom. It's location.
Well, yeah, I know that, but how many square feet? Like maybe 11.
I don't go by the feet. I just go by the bedrooms. The bedrooms are 10 by 10. Old houses out here.
So maybe
$700,000.
So maybe 1,200, 1,500 square foot home?
Yeah, just about mom's size over there.
Okay, 1,500 square feet, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, for $700,000-800,000.
Oh yes.
Holy!
They keep going up. These older houses are going to go up.
So who's
Nobody's buying? What?
So nobody's buying out there. So what about? Here's another thing. We'll wrap this up. California is kind of a destination. A lot of people go on vacations and so on. How you hear a lot of these Airbnbs. The neighborhoods aren't letting them in. They have to now register as hotels. Where are those all? What is happening on a lot of those?
I think a lot of them are the party's over. They just renting them out now.
You mean just
renting them out because they're tired in the neighborhoods. Parties going all night long, music going. So now there's rezoning of, okay, you can just rent them out for apartments, because everybody thought, oh, all these B&B, oh, it was a great thing after a while, but it just passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Just died.
So now, but you know, a lot of these guys were renting out these things $1,000 a week. They're getting $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month, and then they were, you know, only paying $2,300 because they refinanced them at low interest rates. So now that they're renting these things long term, are they all taking losses? I mean, are these people going to be hurt?
Yeah, there's one guy on there, owns a bunch of houses. He's losing money by the day.
Really?
Yeah, he's got a bunch of them. He's losing money. Because nobody wants to. Why would come out here to California, get robbed, get your windows broke out of your car, some guy stepping in a pile of poop and needles, you know, urinate in the back of your car. Now, a lot of people just leave their windows open in their car now.
Oh, so
because they don't want their car broken.
Oh, so so people don't break in, they just look in, nothing there, so they move on.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
So a lot of these houses that were investment homes, Airbnbs, these people are taking losses. Do you think they're just like going to walk away from them because now they owe more money than they worth, and they all got caught up in this Airbnb crave and the pandemic. Nobody wanted to go to hotels because they were all going to die catching the coronavirus, so they all went into Airbnbs. And now these hotels, nice, get maid service, a nice breakfast in the morning and so on, and these Airbnbs are charging $300-400 cleaning fees and this fee and that fee, and nobody's buying them now because nobody has all this, you know, this liquidated free cash stimulus money. They're all broke. They're all tapped out on their credit cards. So nobody's really going on vacation. So all these people who bought these Airbnbs are stuck. They're losing money. Do you think, to wrap this up, there's going to be a lot of houses coming on the market where all these investors who are now buried in these things have to unload them?
Yes. They got to unload them, but they have to come back and take a loss on them. They're just paying taxes on them. And then what's happening, I just heard this morning.
Yeah.
There was a house out there, real estate sign out front, and they said, oh, a house is for sale. Let's look around it, find the key.
Mm-hmm.
So they found the key.
Mm-hmm.
They went into it. Somebody called the police. Oh, we got a lease. You got a lease right here. We got a lease on it.
Mm-hmm.
And having a party. And now they said the squatters have more rights than you now.
So what do you mean? You mean the guy went into an Airbnb, found the key, and moved in and isn't going to move out?
Oh, there's any apartment houses up for sale. They just move into them. These homeless, they can find a house, it's empty, and move into it. Pry the window open, get up on there with 4 or 5 guys and girls, and then have a good old time in it. Then people go, oh, call the cops. Oh, yeah, we got a lease. Okay. The neighbor calls up the owner. Oh, you just see all this. What do we got to do to get rid of them? Oh, they got more rights than you. Got to go to court and get them out now.
So how long does that take?
Well, right now the court dates are probably 3 months from now.
So you get a squatter that moves into an empty house or an Airbnb. The seller tries to kick them out. They don't want to get kicked out, so they can live there 3 or 4 months scot-free.
Yeah.
And then the owners have to go to court, buy an attorney, spend all these legal fees, and then the guy, when the court case goes, he moves at the middle of the night, moves on to someplace next, and the landlord...
guys out prowling around, looking up down streets, looking for houses up for sale, and signs that have dilapidated. Oh, let's just move on in here now. You know, this is a nice place in here. We could jimmy the window, get up on in here, break the sliding door, come on in. The people, they're sitting there for 3 or 4 weeks. And the neighbor, oh, I know the people that own it. I'll call them. Oh, I see you sold your house. What do you mean? Oh, there's somebody living there. they come down and call the police. Oh, they got squatters' rights.
Oh, that is crazy. That is.
Yeah, look on your computer and see about squatters' rights.
Oh, man, that is crazy. Well,
Yeah.
we're gonna wrap this up, Mike. Thanks for talking about the appliances, what California's going through, the real estate market there, and so on and so forth. Really, really informative. Really enjoyed talking to you, and you have a great week, Mike, and thank you very much for spending the time with me.
Okay. Is it cold out there?
Yeah.
You're coughing.
Yeah, got a little cough. Everybody's got a cough these days, and so on. It's going around. It's that time of season.
Oh, that house down there, you ran the numbers on it for me. It's still boarded up. It's been there for like 3 months now.
Yeah, I told you nobody's gonna buy that place. It's over. Remember I told you? Oh man, we both got the cough.
Yes.
Remember about 3 years ago, I told you, man, anybody there should sell, because the market's going down the tubes. To wrap this up, I did a market analysis yesterday on just my area, and since December, January, we're almost in March, the housing market's gone down, depending on the price of home, which it looks like from about $600,000 to $700,000 homes.
Yeah,
it's dropping about $10,000 a month now.
But you'll hear the people on the news, oh yeah, it's going up. The property's going up with a third, fourth highest place in the United States. Yeah, keep raising the price. I see you drop everybody off the ladder. There's nobody buying.
Yeah.
It's going to be all empty. The homeless are going to take over.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't cracked the door open yet down here and moved on in yet.
Yeah. Well, Michael, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you very much. I hope me and you both get over our coughs and stuff. And enjoy yourself in beautiful California, and hopefully, we'll get this all under control in the coming year and so on, and everything will be better.
Oh, yeah, come on down, listen to the news, and Trump will be down here at the border on Thursday.
Thank you very much for listening. Really appreciate it. Again, apologize for the quality of the recording, but hopefully you gained a lot of knowledge behind the scenes of buying expensive appliances and just kind of what is going on that a lot of people aren't talking about, and the salespeople at these big box stores and appliance stores don't really want to tell you. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it, and have a very good day.
We hope you enjoyed the show, Real Estate for the Common Man. Please follow us or subscribe. Tell your friends, neighbors, relatives, and coworkers about us. We're on all your major podcast apps: Amazon, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and iTunes. If you can't remember all that, just Google it, or have your friends Google Real Estate for the Common Man, and it will come up. Again, we thank you very much for your time, and hopefully you enjoyed the show. Hey, if you live in Colorado Springs and want to buy or sell a home, you can look us up at soldrealestatecompany.com, as in I sold a home. Again, thank you very much. Have a very good week, and we'll see you next Monday.